So just as we use this get footer and get header to basically go reach into our theme directory and inject code from the header and footer files into any page where we use that line of code, we can do the same thing with sidebar. WordPress has this special function called get sidebar. So let's do that, because again, we want reusability. We won't have to rewrite this code on every single page where we want the widgets to show. Instead, we can just write one line of code that looks like this: php get sidebar. So go ahead and write that line of code, and then we're going to move all of this here into a separate file. So let's do that. I'm going to right click over here on the theme folder, and I'm going to say new file, and we'll call it sidebar.php. And then I'm just going to grab all of this code, not the actual get sidebar line, but just the code we added from the last video. I'm going to cut that from there, save this file, and then double click on this newly added sidebar.php file and drop it in there. And we want to tab this backwards so that it's up against the left margin there. So I'll save that, and we're not quite done. Remember, we have to label each of our files. That's a best practice. So we labeled this up here. I'm just going to grab all of that. Make sure you grab the opening PHP tag and closing PHP tag. Remember, pause your screen as needed if I'm moving too fast between these tabs. And then go up here, add a few lines, and just drop that in. And we'll say this template is for displaying the sidebar and widgets. So I'll save that now. And my server is running, as you can see here. It does say stop, so that means my server is started. It is running. So if I go over and refresh, you'll see the home page is still showing the sidebar perfectly. Nothing broke. And that means the rearrangement that we did with the code worked. All we did was take this code out of the home page and put it in its own file called sidebar.php. And then we use that special WordPress function that WordPress gives us by default called get sidebar, and we just injected it right there at the bottom of this container div. Okay, so if I save that now, we're good to go.